Good afternoon and welcome to the Newcomen Road Oval in Springvale. For the second week in a row, we're going to see the grand final replay, only this time it is live, not off tape. Good afternoon. Welcome to live VFA action for round 14. Due to the industrial problems within the ABC, it won't be the extensive coverage you're used to today, but we'll do our best, as the players will too, in these what will be trying conditions. The ground very heavy. The sun was shining a minute or two ago. Let's hope we get through the day without any further rain to make it more difficult than it will be. Reserves fought it out in the mud, and quite a high-scoring game considering the conditions, with a 24-point win to Williamstown over Springvale. The senior ladder, is that the final five as it will be after 18 rounds? Well, today just might tell the story. Werribee a game clear on top. Dandenong are a game and a half inside the five from the defending premiers Williamstown. There they are. They are, as I say, 6 points outside the five. Springvale are 3 games out, so both teams really must win if they're to keep their chances alive to play off again in season 1991. The Springvale lineup for today's game: Paul McDonough has come into the lineup. He'll be roving, just minor changes. Michael Maloney and Robbie Prosser are on the interchange, as was the situation in the press. Well, the assistant coach of the team is Doug Coop, and just looking at the points conceded, Springvale have conceded the least points of any team in the competition, but only 2 teams have kicked less points than Springvale this season. So I put it to Doug that it's the forwards that have let the Vales down this year.
Yeah, it has. I think our defence has been playing very well. Paul Smith, when he's been playing, he's played well. Stewie Nicol has blitzed again. So, yeah, our defence has been our strength all year.
But you've had to throw him up forward, sort of robbing Peter to pay Paul.
We did, yeah. And, again, to Stewie's credit, he's played very well at centre forward, but we've lacked forwards all year. With the loss of Clark, Kuipert and Anderson, you know, we sort of really haven't filled that hole.
Yeah, the team today will have 6 players different from the grand final side. It's not a lot, and yet, you know, well, it's very unlikely you'll play in the finals. What is the problem?
Well, we're not playing well enough. Yeah, I don't know. We really don't know. We lost those good players, and really our form just hasn't been good enough. We haven't had the same momentum as we had last year. For what reason, I don't know. We can't put anything onto it.
Williamstown might be saying the same thing. They've only made minor changes. O'Connor and Morney have gone onto the bench. Patterson and Gould come into the side. They are in the respective forward pockets. Well, Captain Coach Barry Round non-playing because of his injury. It mightn't be that one day in September when these two meet, but for both of them, it's just as important as it was back there on grand final day.
Yeah, it certainly is. Both sides need a win and to stay in touch with the final five, and a very important game.
Yourself, I'm sure you'd like to be out there, but you've gone under the knife overnight. Just what's the story with the knee?
But just a bit of a grease and oil change, I think. I saw the ground during the week and realised it was going to be pretty wet, so I thought I might just walk out with this today to you know, rule myself completely out.
Well, a few weeks ago we thought you would be in shape for this game, perhaps. Just what is the prognosis? How far away are you?
Well, probably at least a couple of weeks. You know, it has sort of hung around a little bit longer than we thought, and decided to have a bit of an arthroscope last night, so hopefully it'll clear up pretty quick now.
And are you doing it hard, watching from the sidelines?
I hate it, yeah. I'm the world's worst spectator. I'm used to being out there, and it's a pretty long stretch for me not playing, so I really want to get back out there quickly.
I think you'd have to be 6 feet under in a box before
Exactly.
Barry would stop playing football. Good afternoon, Sam Kekovich, Phil Clear. It's good to be back in harness again.
It's tremendous. Grand final replay. It's quite extraordinary, Phil, isn't it? That the heavyweights of the competition from last year are outside the final five. I find that almost unbelievable. But I heard what Doug Coop said, that the side's not playing well to pinpoint the reason for their demise. And I really believe, you know, it's an endorsement of the improvement of the competition. I think everyone's overlooking, because you look at the personnel on both sides. You know, they've
it's
got
not
a lot of
different.
No, my word, there's a lot of quality players in both sides. But I just think both sides have lost the plot. They've lost a little bit of discipline, and they're probably not as hungry as they were last year. But I think the competition has improved immensely.
Who's going to win it today?
I think Williamstown have a lot to lose. If they don't win the game, I think they'll go on and win it, because they're still within touch of that five. They've got a bit of the doldrums, maybe the old premiership hangover that we talk about, but they look talented enough to pinch the game, but it'll be tight in heavy conditions.
I think they've got the greater incentive. They're the only side with a realistic aspiration of making the final, I believe.
OK, Ross Booth, good afternoon to you in the slop.
Well, it's not too bad here, Peter, on the boundary line, but yes, in the middle it's a bit wet. Graham Dempster, the captain of Springvale, has won the toss. He's kicking to the left of screen, so I guess there's a slight southwesterly breeze. And Phil Cleary, yes, I've been to the canteen, got all the things you wanted, except remember that the quit support the VFA, so there's one thing I've left behind.
Well done, Roscoe.
Good boy.
Yes, it certainly is a nuclear-free zone we're working in today.
I believe the city of Springvale is a nuclear-free zone. The game was scheduled for Port Melbourne, but it was obvious early in the week that the Port ground wouldn't have stood up to it. Peacock's kick forward, handed off by Robinson. Maloney thought about kicking it off the ground. Mitchell paying close attention to him. Howlett put down by his opponent Nicol, and the kick went astray. Bit of pressure from Nicol, forced it onto the chest of Kanarakis.
And if his first kick's any indication, distance shouldn't be a concern here. Made good distance with his first couple of kicks. And I thought Maloney erred there before when he had that handball. He was stationary. If he had have had a bit of momentum up, he probably would have ran into goal and shrugged the tackle.
Not an easy shot. Ball perhaps relatively dry for how it will be later on in the day. From about 30 metres. Favours the left footer and he slotted it through. Good goal. John Kanarakis brings up the first major.
Smith was looking to break the tackle.
Lead wasn't really there. Dropped short off the ground by Minot. Chance for Aziz. Oh, break the tackle. In the square. Minot gets the reply for Williamstown.
Yeah, that was a wonderful passage of play. Intelligent in these taxing conditions. Minot did very well. That kick off the ground was the key to the goal.
But watch, I think it was Pastore who knocks the ball to Minot. That was very intelligent.
Well, Cameron Stewart should have laid that tackle a bit better, really. He got both hands around Aziz, but Aziz was able to run off and dispose of the ball.
As he did in the grand final. Minot kicks the first goal for Williamstown in the grand final replay. There's Dudley. Chipping the ball up for Robinson. Perry has it knocked out of his grasp. Handed back to Dudley. No, it's McDonough. Good distance with the left foot kick. Nicol trying to wrestle his way forward, and he's been paid the free kick.
And you'll see on screen there's a lot of infringing done, and Nicol worked very hard to be in the premier position in front. And that's exactly where you should be, especially in these taxing conditions.
So Andrew Howlett's man gets the goal thanks to the free kick. And Nicol being used at centre-half forward. I think he's probably better on the half-back line, but he's got no option at the moment.
Yeah, he's a versatile player. He's
just watch. Sorry for interrupting, but look how hard he works to get in front.
Yes, he did, Sam. Gee, there wasn't a lot in it, though, was there, really, to be paid a free kick?
Now that I look at it, I thought he was a smidge fortunate. Forward getting a free, but as long as they're consistent.
Howlett didn't grab him. He sort of put the arm out to try to stop him, but I think that's, I don't know.
Well, we've had a comparison with the game last night in the AFL. The umpires come from the same pool, and yet a 50-metre here today hasn't been paid, would have been paid last night, and that would have been called play on last night.
Exactly.
When you look at how McEwen played Sumich there at full-back, so interesting.
Chance for a goal, Maloney, if he can kick straight. Oh, it's off the side. Robinson's there. And Marks, good use of the body. Lloyd is upset. Just held it back there, I think.
A little frustrated.
Robinson gives Lloyd a bit of trouble in their contest, or has given him a bit of trouble over the last couple of years. A bit of height advantage. He used his body very well, as we saw in that shot. Hipped Lloyd out and plucked the mark on the chest.
And no mistake from Keith Robinson. The Springvale kick away to an 11-point lead after 15 and a half minutes.
From Gould, because he had to change direction, stop in the slop and mark it. His kick not so good, though. Caples, beautiful kick. Coop. Oh, that is 50. Unlucky, really, Gould.
Yes. Most unfortunate.
They both lost their footing and cannoned into one another, and that's going to be a certain goal for Springvale.
Good vision here by Caples. Good delivery.
Now just watch here. Oh, maybe it wasn't so. The replay might have told the story. He dropped his shoulder, so that's very undisciplined play.
Gee, in these conditions too, Peter, I mean, the player, Coop, they had no chance of kicking the goal, and it virtually becomes a certainty. And as Sam said, with goals at a premium today, that is a giveaway. Yeah, Springy do look very keen, Sam. Only won 4 games for the season, and the finals really must be out of their grasp, but they're really having a shot at it. And Willie, of course, with a real chance to make the finals if they keep winning.
Well, you
just don't look to be as desperate.
Exactly, and they've got the greater incentive. I can't understand it, but I looked at the Springvale defence of Morgan, Capel, Stewart, and the expression on their face, gritted their teeth, and just had a manic obsession to get the ball and keep their opponents subdued, whereas Williamstown just lacked that bit of fire.
Flashes off the ball. Mitchell running with it. Ghazi, he's caught into the ground. What's that decision?
The right one?
Yes.
And 50 metres.
Williamstown have lost the plot. What are they doing?
Exactly. I can't believe it. You know, I've been watching them closely for about 4 or 5 weeks, the goings on down there, and I'd imagine Round to be pulling his hair out. The lack of discipline displayed by the senior players.
We saw 3 players there forget about the ball completely in a 30-second period, and Ghazi, who normally is meek and mild, butter wouldn't melt in his mouth. That's a 50 metres again for Doug Coop. He could get another goal from undisciplined play.
Yes.
He has. Unforgivable, reigning premiers Williamstown.
Well, Phil, even at this early stage, you'd have to say that Springvale will win the game. I know it's ludicrous to write off a side such as Williamstown at virtually a quarter time, but the way they're going, it's just abysmal.
Well, I suppose, you know, look at it, Williamstown have been up for quite a while. It's very hard to keep your momentum up for over 6-7 years. I think back in '85 they made the finals. Haven't been out of the finals since that time.
Another former Swan. Oh, there's a haymaker from Malin. Just a little bit slow. He gets the handball out to Nickel, though. Kanarakis. He's got the goal. Well, they have got that late quarter goal, and that makes the lead now 28 points.
That was Stuart Nickel on his right foot, and of course he is a left footer. There he is on the screen. A good handball out. Nickel just plucks it, and there he goes on the right foot, just floats it through with a punt.
Fine shepherd too, Phil.
And really height there. I thought, gee, waited for the ball to bounce. He should have been heading straight for the line in anticipation.
Done a good job, Nickel, hasn't he? The big man at centre-half forward.
Not very much at all. That is, Springvale have had what advantage there is. Perry is tackled. Didn't seem to know what to do.
He gets in amongst it, Phil Molan, doesn't he, Ross?
He loves it.
He'd be very happy with his first quarter performance from his Vale side. That lead of 28 points. 2 goals kicked by Doug Coop, both from 50-metre penalties. He gratefully accepted them, did some good work around the ground as well. Stuart Nichols kicked 2 goals. John Kanarakis and Keith Robinson singles, while for Williamstown their lone goal kicker is Greg Minot. It's quarter time at the Newcomen Road Oval. Springvale, the home side, leading Williamstown, the reigning premiers, by 28 points. He is up ground, getting involved. First mark for Jack Aziz.
And marked it into the sun too. Unusual. Minot inside 50. Shot on goal. Will he get there second? And Minot kicks his second as well.
Yes, that was a better passage of play, and it was a badly needed goal, to say the least.
See, the whole forward line opened up there, Sam. Not a player inside 50.
Read the play well, Minot, swooping on the ball. Realised it was going to beat the outstretched hands of the pack.
Clark, Morgan. Open spaces, relatively speaking. Oh, behind the pack. Dempster gets the goal. Answered very quickly. That goal from Minot by the other number 4, Graham Dempster.
Wasn't that a touch of experience, Peter? The way he just pounced on the ball. A little spin, straightened up, and straight off the boot. We'll see it on screen. Just watch Robinson, good play. Dempster, round he goes, breaks the tackle, 2 steps, goal. That's great play.
And everybody interested, Springvale and former South Melbourne supporters, get out here on the 16th of August, Graham Dempster's testimonial. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of people wanting to honour him at the end of his great career.
Yes, well, Springvale have done their homework very well, Ross. They've highlighted the danger men, Ghazi and Smith, the running players, and they've really kept them well subdued.
Morgan, Kanarakis breaks the tackle. Is he within range? He's got an open goal and slots it. Saw his option and put it straight through John Kanarakis for his second.
Well, he was always going to be dangerous, Kanarakis, there with his left foot opening up for him. You'll see it here. Once he goes through the break onto the left foot, sizes it up and sweeps it through. Just sneaks in up past that left-hand goal post. But a great goal, and he's second for the game. Good play.
He knows where the goals are, doesn't he, Phil? Superb. They're just lacking penetration, Williamstown. Would have been effective possessions.
Dempster.
4 options.
Peacock, quick hands, Nicol. That's a goal.
Gee, their handball under pressure's been tremendous, Springvale. Really team-oriented stuff. 3 pieces or 2 handballs there under pressure. Ended up with Nicol. We'll see it here. Nicol there in the picture. Dempster. Out she goes. Was that Peacock? Yes, and over to Nicol. And Nicol swinging the ball back in the arc with the left foot for his 3rd goal.
Their leading goal kicker for the season. 30 goals now for Stuart Nicol.
Jeffs shrugged aside O'Connor pretty easily. As the siren goes for half-time. No point in doing that, Doug Coop. Too far out to score.
I think in joy he just booted that ball forward because they've had such a fine half. There's Simon Clark leading off the team. 43 points up Springvale. Their goal kickers. 2 to Coop, Kanarakis. Nicol's got 3. Singles to Dempster and Robinson. 2 to Greg Minot for Williamstown. Andrew Howlett has kicked 1. Is that correct? Yes, Howlett got 1 in the first quarter. 2 for Minot. Or is that their... That's right, they've only kicked the 2 goals. I don't know where I got that one for Howlett. Anyway, it looks like a team that are going off. Springvale, Williamstown. Stark contrast. Very bedraggled as they head into the changing rooms. Here at half-time at the Newcomen Road Oval, it's Springvale leading by 43 points over Williamstown. Dempster hovering at centre-half forward. McDonough sweeping it back there to Malin. Always has a look before he kicks, and he's found Nicol.
Gee, that's intelligent. You know, cool in the crisis, Malin. Spotted the right option.
Now, who's Nicol spotted? It's the leading Clark. All alone and unattended. He's 30 metres out directly in front.
Well, you know, in these days where the ruckman usually plays a kick behind the play, you've got him drifting down into the forward line and he's not manned up there by Jason Williams. That's very good play, both by Malin and Nicol. Good use of the ball to set up a scoring opportunity.
Simon Clark, 34 hit-outs today. Going for his first goal, and this would put it beyond doubt. And he's very happy about it too.
And rightly so, because he has played a very, very large role.
Oh, being a match winner, Sam.
Yes.
And we see it here. Clark drifting down the corridor. Jason Williams to his left, unaware, heading back for the goal square to cut off the big kick. So out a defender, but it comes unstuck. Clark, very clever play.
Square for height. There's Minot. He kicked one of these in the grand final last year. Not this time. Smith it was, rushing it through. Disappointed he didn't take the mark.
And Minot almost kicking Williamstown's 3rd goal. They've only managed 2 so far.
Yes, he's been there 1 forward, really. As far as the scoreboard's concerned, it's been all Springvale. Their goal kickers, 3 for Nicol, 2 to Kanarakis, Coop, Dempster and Robinson have singles. Clark got a goal in that term, and that was the only goal kicked for the entire quarter. And it really just put the game beyond doubt. A very happy Malin leading his troops off here at the Newcomen Road Oval. It is Springvale who lead by 50 points at 3/4 time. Ross Booth.
Well, Barry Round was speaking almost in hushed tones to his players. He felt there was a little bit more effort there, a bit more desperation, but still pretty dismal scene at the Williamstown huddle. Whereas Phil Malin, the veins were standing out in his cheek or in his forehead as he really fired up, and he said that anyone who doesn't do the right thing, I will drag. So he's a bit disappointed in that quarter, Phil Malin. But I think he might have a feeling that they can win those 7 games, including this one, and be a chance for the 5. But Willie doesn't look too good.
No, I think they might have thrown the towel in somehow.
Doesn't certainly look good. The expression on the players' faces always tells a story, Pete.
In the mud.
Now that's poor play. That, you know, there's just no advantage in that.
Front position well held, and the mark from Grant Smith. Minot has a few metres, and the mark. Mornay, sorry. Yep. 25 metres out. Slight angle shouldn't be any problems for him.
It's very clean.
Spent a lot of time sitting on the bench. 3rd possession. And just the 3rd goal of the day for Williamstown.
Well, he's certainly possessed of a lot of ability, Bruce Morney. He's an enigma, really. I think it would frustrate a lot of people at Williamstown why he doesn't produce on a more consistent basis. You know, we've seen him in previous games, you know, do very well. He's got fine overhead. He's kicks the ball well. I think it's more attitude than anything. It was Williamstown's 3rd goal.
Malin drives into the pocket. What a kick to Dudley. And he's left on his own. Well, how easy did that look?
Indeed, Dudley's always dangerous kicking towards goal. Paul Dudley been around a while, VFA representative player. And there's his captain coach, Phil Marner. Great pass. Look at Dudley here, off the boundary. Sees the goals open, goes for home and splits them right down the middle. Tremendous play, Springvale.
Clark's off, out to Dempster. That's another example of a quick interchange. A bit too quick. Went to McTaggart. Patterson. 1 touch. The kick. Is it directed well? Smith was hanging on. Rode by Pastore. Dribbles it through. And will he get their 4th goal and the 2nd for the quarter?
Are they a chance, Ross?
No.
It's probably the most impressive passage of play by Williamstown. Their forward thrust. Patterson here on screen, driving the ball long. Williams did well getting in front, bringing the ball down, and well rode by Pastore. We've seen him often do that. He does read the flight of the ball extremely well, even though he's been relatively quiet.
Minot. Bounced nicely for him. It's Williams against Smith. It's Williams who's kept his feet and has got the goal. Oh, looked like a drop kick. He's got 6 points anyway. The value of staying on your feet in these conditions.
Yeah, he fought hard, Williams, there in that little exchange with Smith. You'll see it here on screen. He was caught behind.
Yes,
persisting.
When Smith fell over, he was in trouble, Sam, wasn't he?
Yes.
It was a drop kick. Called it right, Peter.
You get extra points for that in the Super Fools, don't you?
Wouldn't have got many points from Bruce Andrew, though.
No. Instead, looked less than taught.
Yes.
Nickel got the front position. Perry scragged him. Strength by Michael Maloney. And Robinson, it went straight to his chest.
Just been so good at winning the ball and keeping it moving forward, Springvale, and playing in front. Now that's a perfect example for any player wanting to know how to play the wet conditions. Get in front of your man on the forward line and hope that one of those kicks just spills out. 7 possessions for Robinson. Not a big day by his standards, but always dangerous.
Just 20 metres out, slight angle. Stuttering approach, but straight off the boot. Number 2 to Keith Robinson.
I'll tell you something about Robinson. He may not have had many possessions or kicked many goals, but his work rate in the forward line in keeping the ball embedded in that forward line has been superb.
Couldn't agree more with you, Sam. That's been a real feature of his play.
In the end, the Demons victorious. And there's a high one on Robbie Prosser.
And where Robbie likes them too, 30 metres out from goal. He's a real sharpshooter. Robbie Prosser.
I think the opening game of last year, Phil, when they beat Coburg here, he kicked 6 in that particular match.
Kicked them over his shoulder from the boundary line, much to my dismay.
This to take the lead back to 50 points after Williamstown kicked 3 early in the quarter. No problems for Prosser. First goal of the match for the interchange player.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier about Robbie Prosser. He really is a wonderful forward pocket rover. He's got great goal sense.
Gee, they've given away some silly free kicks, though, Willie.
Oh, undisciplined, Phil.
You know, 50-metre penalties, and that was a real gimme free kick. There's no need to sort of ramrod him there in the head.
Well, it tells the story, doesn't it? They've been very conscious of the men, you know, playing the man as opposed to making the ball the object at all costs.
Free kick going to McTaggart against Coop. No one in a great hurry to get the ball back to him. Another upset. Adelaide defeating Carlton by 7 points at Princes Park. It's all over here at Springvale. A 50-point win for the Vales to keep their faint finals chances alive. They've got to win the next 6, rely on other teams to get beaten. Williamstown, you think, cannot play in the finals now because they'll play 4 of the top 5 sides in their last 6 games, and the way they played today, they wouldn't be very confident of wins in those games. Malin, I think he will be smiling. His team increased their lead from three-quarter time by 2 points. He would have liked the way his team finished, Phil.
Oh, certainly, Peter. They were tremendous right from the word go. Under the packs, they fought really hard. Their defence was rock solid. And as I said a few times during the telecast, their forwards were really hard working. Sam made the point too, but the talls up there really did go after the ball and kept the pressure on. Nicol at centre-half forward was great, and Robinson, although he had about 7 or 8 possessions, really used the body well and tackled and chased. Good side, Springvale. You know, it really belies their position on the ladder.
And Ross Booth is down there with Bill Stubbs, and you might have picked who might be the player of the match.
Yes, some people say that it's payback time, a square of time for the grand final, but no, terrific game, Phil. Congratulations, you must be very pleased.
Yes,
we'll get the formalities over with. Bill Stubbs from Wards Express.
Thanks very much, Russ. Phil, well done today on a fine game. Man of the match for Wards Express, and well done to Springvale today on a great game.
Thank you very much. And the keys to the match, Phil. Pop them in there, you'll dirty the cups. Well, do you think after that performance you a chance of the 5? The boys are saying you've got a reasonably easy run home, week by week, of course, but do you think you can make it?
Yeah, well, you know, it's certainly not an easy run home. You know, the way we've been playing, you know, you would call the bottom sides a chance of beating us. The last 3 weeks I thought that we've been struggling, and certainly our backs were right against the wall this week, and it's not until that happens that I think that a side that's been successful over a long period of time can finally realise that maybe it is slipping from their grasp. And to their credit, they came out today, and I thought that was the best 4 quarters of footy for the year for us.
Terrific. And key players for you today, Simon Clark was terrific, wasn't he?
Look, it was great. Our whole back line played tremendously well, and our game is all set upon our backs playing well. They were able to contain the forwards, and not only that, but also run on well, which set up the play down the ground for us.
There was quite a bit of feeling in the game too, as usual, I suppose, against a game like that.
You know, I think up to half-time it was, you know, we dominated play pretty well, and I knew that Willie were going to come out and try to unsettle us. I mean, that was the only chance they had at that stage, but to our credit, we kept our eyes right on the ball.
Terrific, Phil. I'm sure it was an easier interview than it would have been after the grand final.
Much easier. Thanks, mate.
Phil Malin, our man of the match after all that time.
I don't think I've ever seen him as happy, actually.
No,
he's very
rarely shows a great deal of emotion, doesn't he?
But he played a tremendous game, and you know, over the years he's been one of the real top VFA players, hasn't he? Just his ability to use the ball, superb.
There was an article in last year's grand final record that he and Barry Round, it might be their last game. I think Malin might be a way away from finishing it up yet.
Well, he's certainly capable of continuing to play. How many possessions do you have today? 30? And it's a big effort in these conditions, isn't it?
Another final score from the AFL, and it was victory for North Melbourne in the end by 13 over a gallant Brisbane. Melbourne, as we saw, victorious over Fitzroy. This is a score we hadn't seen before. Geelong really crushing St Kilda, so the Cats solidify their second posse on the AFL ladder. And that's a big upset at Essendon. The Dons looking very shaky. 17-point winners were Richmond today. And there's Carlton going down. They don't like the wet much. They're at Adelaide. In fact, update, sorry, not final scores. So is that one still an update? I think that it is an update. That is final. I thought it was final because there's been no alteration to that score since we saw it the last time. The kids, well, they mightn't be too popular if they fall over in the middle, but they too are playing out wide. And really the conditions didn't affect Springvale too much today. They moved the ball very well, backed up superbly in their tackling, really set the tone early on. They led by 28 points at quarter time, 43 at half time, 48 at three-quarter time, 50 in the final analysis. 3 goals kicked by Stuart Nicol, 2 to Keith Robinson, John Kanarakis and Doug Coop. Singles to Simon Clark, Robert Prosser, Graham Dempster and Paul Dudley. 2 goals for Minot, and then in the last quarter for Williamstown, singles to Pastore, Morney and Williams. 2 goals up to three-quarter time, just not good enough from the reigning premiers. So tomorrow, match of the day, without a doubt, at Werribee. Werribee against Box Hill. That should be a beauty. The Hillman finding form. Werribee, the yardstick in the competition. Sandy at home to Coburg. That will be an interesting one. The Burgers must win that. Preston at home to Frankston. Oakley at home to Dandenong. Paran at home to Port Melbourne. Next week, we'll be back at Port Melbourne, hopefully, if the ground has come up and there's not too much more rain this week, for what should be a terrific game, top 5 battle between Port and Sandringham. Look forward to your company then. Goodbye from Springvale.